Okay, everyone, joining me now is Kelly, and I want you to introduce yourself. Who are you? What is your group?
Kelly Labonte, Director of Detroit Animal Welfare Group.
Okay, cool. I hear a lot of great things about you. I've been following you on Facebook for quite a while. What does your group do?
Thank you. You are going out a bit here, so I'm getting every other word. But we're a nonprofit no-kill animal rescue. We're located in Romeo, Michigan. We have a 25-acre farm. We're regulated by the USDA, the Michigan Department of Agriculture, and the DNR. We have multiple programs here, animal kennel or shelter for dogs. We're a registered animal protection shelter. We have a heated barn for farm animals. We take in exotic animals, and we're a pretty large wildlife rehab center in our area.
Okay, so if hopefully you hope you can hear me okay. I know the signal's bad. What is the issue? Is there an issue with the state of Michigan? Is there a who's coming after you?
Uh, Department of Natural Resources is coming after me, and
Okay.
my bird's yelling right now.
No, the hello bird. So the Michigan Department of Natural Resources is coming after you. What do they say you've done wrong? Have they said you've done anything wrong?
Well, it started out 7 years ago, Dave, and it hasn't stopped. It's been inspection after inspection, harassment, intimidation techniques, parking out in front of our farm, looking for issues. It's taken us to court multiple times. I've spent $90,000 in attorney fees and 40,000 in time missed from work, and it's been a big problem. And now I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move. My bird is gonna take over the show here.
You're I don't know if the
Um,
cell phone signal would be better outside or not. Are you on Wi-Fi? Oh, it's really good right there.
yes.
Yeah, it was
Let
better
me
there.
try outside. Sorry.
Okay, but your bird wants to be on camera, I guess.
He's a great bird,
Yeah, that's
but
actually
whenever I talk, he has to talk. So
okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a better,
okay,
way better cell service right there. Um,
better. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, um, eh, actually, it's getting a little worse now. That's nope. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Good.
So,
Okay.
the DNR, have they like said that you've done this wrong or that wrong? What are they accusing you of?
Well, this time, like I said, it's been many things, but this time, um, they tried to revoke my permit 3 years ago, and we had a long court service with the ALJ judge, and um, the judge ruled in our favor not to revoke the permit. However, that judgment then goes to the director of the DNR, and the DNR director makes the final decision. That was sent, the judge sent his final decision Jan- January 24, December 24. So a year and 3, 4 months ago. So there's been no final decision from the director. So now they filed again to revoke the permit with two of the three same charges. Um, and that is having a coyote that the judge already ruled we legally have under our USDA permit, and feeding the deer because we had food out that wild deer can access. Um, and well, they claim we had food out, wild deer can access. And then um, not releasing three fawns. Are there three current claims to revoke the permit?
Okay.
These are old claims from 2020. And so they're just bringing them again. And so unfortunately, because the DNR hasn't made a final decision on the first one, now they're filing for a whole second one, which would cost, another 100,000 to fight it.
So the permit is with the USDA, right?
We have three
Uh,
permits. One
oh,
is with the DNR. It's a wildlife rehabilitation permit, and that's what they're trying to revoke.
Okay. And I see I brought up your Facebook page and it looks like you do a lot of good work. I mean, you help out a lot of people. What are some of the good things that you've done over the last year?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay, it looks like you do a lot of good work. What do you do there specifically to help out people and animals?
With wild animals?
Yeah, or any animals really.
Well, so we're an animal rescue. So we've taken animals that people can't care for any longer. Most of our animals have medical issues that stay here permanently. Like we have cows that missing a hoof. It was in a had a traumatic accident. Goats that only have three legs. Horses that have laminar heaves, medical problems. So a lot of our animals, my background is in medicine, and so a lot of our animals require long-term medical care, and people just aren't interested in it or can't afford it. So that's the one of the main things we do here. But with the DNR, we do wildlife rehabilitation, meaning we take in orphan babies or injured wild animals. So if Mama Possum gets hit by a car and she has 15 babies, we take those babies to raise. If the squirrel gets hit by a car, we take her babies and raise them. If a doe gets hit by a car and has two fawns, we take those babies to raise them. So
Aw.
we're the largest fawn rehab in the state.
Wow,
And
I have your Facebook page up. I mean, you have 100,000 followers. You post pictures of all the good work you do. So I still don't understand why the state of Michigan is against you. Are there people complaining? Is there someone out to get you? What is their deal?
I can tell you that every inspection that we've had, except one, was from another rehabilitator filed a complaint. She has a history of drug abuse and multiple charges for that, and psychiatric illness. And for whatever reason, she is obsessed with me and has been out in front of our farm. We just had to call the police on her, sitting in front of our farm for 5 hours, swearing at our employees and yelling at them. And so um, all of the inspections have been from a complaint from her. Well, the DNR uses those as a reason to come and do inspections. And they even said they were frivolous complaints, but they still come and do inspections, and then they try and find issues and to revoke our permit. And there's many interdepartmental emails that say, oh, if you can find, a charge that will stick, we can revoke our permit. And internal emails that say I'm a radical animal activist and that they need to revoke our permit and that we're not one with the DNR. So they need to revoke our permit.
Well, in
So a
that
lot of it is for freedom of speech or First Amendment rights.
okay. Let me
And
let
therein lies the problem. It started in 2018 when we were involved in helping some deer in Clarkston. And ever since then, we filed for a FOIA for that. We didn't get the FOIA because they asked an astronomical tens of thousands of dollars for the FOIA. And we were able to get it, but they came out 3 days later and did an inspection. And ever since, they've come multiple times, just doing inspections, trying to find issues, take us to court for frivolous charges. The charges get dropped, and we just do it again year after year, waste taxpayers' money.
Wow. I hopefully you can hear me, and if not, move around a little bit if the signal gets bad. I reached
It's
out to
bad.
yeah, I reached out to the DNR and I wanted to interview them about this, and they said they have no comment. They wouldn't talk to me. So I gave them a chance to
Right.
talk.
Yeah.
They
And many people have reporters, news reporters have reached out to them, and they turf it and say that it's not them, but
yeah,
obviously they are the ones who filed to revoke the permits.
why
Nobody
do they
else does
say
that
why
besides them, and
why
so the attorney general represents them.
Why did they tell me? They said, "Oh, it's the Macomb County prosecutor," and I emailed the prosecutor, and they never got back with me. But why are they saying it's the prosecutor that I need to talk to?
Well, this has not revoking a permit has nothing to do with the prosecutor, but they use the prosecutor as a pawn. And
Okay.
so basically, when they try and get frivolous charges, they'll have Macomb County prosecutors charge us with these charges, and then they end up getting dropped. The latest one was the DNR officers sat in front of our farm looking for habituated deer that we released, or deer that were they considered friendly. And so then they charge you with charges, ridiculous charges. We have experts and who will say that it's normal deer behavior. And so they're just frivolous charges, and it's a waste of everybody's time and money. And so that's what they're turfing it to the prosecutor. However, the prosecutor has nothing to do with revoking a permit. They're just trying to get charges to stick so they can revoke the permit.
I just saw a story that you were done a couple weeks ago on Fox 2. You're helping out a puppy that was burned by boiling hot water.
Yeah, little
That
Gideon, he's been quite a miracle, and a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of work. One of the saddest cases we've ever seen.
so
And we've been,
are
yeah,
you on just so I know I haven't been out there and I do want to come visit you. You're not like in a neighborhood where there's homes everywhere. You're actually on a farm, right?
we're on a farm out in the country. We have 500 acres of open fields across the street from us, 33 acres open behind us, 10 acres next to us. So, yeah, it's rural.
Okay, so it's not like you're in the middle of a neighborhood doing this. It's you're in
No,
an
oh, no.
okay. It's still I've been talking to you for 12 minutes and I still don't understand is I don't the average person doesn't understand why what you did wrong. They're not alleging that you hurt animals or killed animals or anything. Is it hard for you to understand uh, what they're doing, why they're doing it, or is it just personal?
Well, I think it's a personal vendetta now, or retaliation for anything that they don't like that we do. Like when we got involved to try, we're an animal welfare organization. So if there's an issue with animal welfare, we try and resolve that or get help. And so they don't, on occasion, like this one in the Clarkston deer, when there were 100 deer starving to death that were locked in a property, we were seeking help and we reached out to the DNR. They weren't willing to let us help. We met with Brooks Patterson. We met with University Penn State on refeeding starved deer. We got deer companies to provide food and feeders. And we had a great plan. We met with Humane Society of the United States. We had a great plan for these deer, and it was approved by Brooks Patterson. And the DNR said, no, there are deer. You can't do anything to help them. And so they continue to starve and die. And so
Wow.
we were posting on Facebook just the events of them, trucks coming, picking up dead deer taking their last breath, starving, and nothing was being done. And so that started all of this. And, they don't like any negative publicity.
No,
And so
is the
therein lies the
DNR
issue.
is the DNR the only agency you have an issue with, really? It sounds like the USDA, they haven't given you any problems?
Oh, no, our USDA, and here is another issue. So USDA regulates our animals and Michigan Department of Agriculture. We've never had any problems with either of those agencies. And we also used to be regulated by US Fish and Wildlife and never had an issue with them. And the difference, one of the big differences when inspections happen from those other organizations, they come in, they educate you, they tell you what an inspection is going to include. They have checkoff sheets on what you go through. They sit down at the end of the inspection, and they're done most importantly by veterinarians or vet technicians. So they're very educated on animals. DNR sends in police, cops. They're conservation officers with no education or training in animal care or medical care of animals. And they don't even know the wildlife conservation order. And so it's just unbelievable that they have police, you know,
Yeah.
inspecting medical facilities who care for animals. I have a PhD in physiology, a master's in anesthesia, a bachelor's
Wow.
in nursing. I'm certified in humane euthanasia. I'm certified in chemical capture of wildlife.
Wow.
And much more educated than any of the conservation officers who come in and do our inspections.
So
And so they don't get it. They don't
you have a
understand.
you have a full rehabilitation. I'm reading here, like you have a hospital, a veterinarian. You do more than you do actual literally medical care on them.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of medical care on site. We have a hospital that we built on site, and we can, we get a lot of broken legs on fawns and coyotes and foxes and medical treatments and wounds. Yeah, we're always doing medical care.
So where does it stand now? Do they still want to take away your permit? Where does it stand right now?
Yeah, that's where we're. So they have two courts cases going against me at currently. One is to revoke the permit with an attorney, and a administrative law judge in Lansing, and then another one for four friendly deer that they saw in the field across from our farm that they said were friendly.
Wow. Okay. It sounds like you have a lot of support out there. And you've spent a lot of money having to deal with this. Um, if they're listening to you right now, someone from the state, even if the governor's watching or lawmakers are watching, what would you say to them?
I would say we are so needed in the county. We get tens of thousands of calls to help injured and orphan animals every year. And people want help. When they have a fawn that's starving and dying in their yard, they want help for that animals, and there needs to be people available to help. And trying to get rid of rehabilitators because of a retaliation, because if you didn't like something they said, is not appropriate. Harassment, intimidation is not okay from our government. We need to work together. We've been trying to work together for 7 years. Whenever they've asked us to do something, we've done it. They asked us to put up gates, we put up gates. They asked us to put up signs, we put up signs. They asked us to put up a 8-foot wood fence around our fawn enclosure. We spent 15,000 to doing that. They asked us to put up a feeding station. We did that. Whatever they have asked, we've done, but yet it's never enough.
Okay, well, hopefully someone can see this because from what I'm seeing right now, I have no evidence there's nothing wrong. In the state of Michigan, the DNR refuses to do an interview with me. So if you get any
Good.
updates, let me know because as of right now, it just doesn't seem right what's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking a side. I'm just with what I'm told in the state won't talk to me. And I this isn't the first time though I've heard of issues with the DNR. I don't know if you've heard of other issues with other groups or other
Oh,
people.
yeah.
You have. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And actually, some of the people, state representatives who've had issues are trying to help us. Commissioners are trying to help us. And so we've reached out to a lot of political people to try and get help with this situation. We've been quiet for 7 years while this is going on, and it's just out of control now, and we need help.
Well, I wish you luck, and you keep me updated. And I'm going to come down there probably. I'd like in a month or two, just come in or whenever to take a video and take a tour.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome.
Thank you so much.